Drop-down list fields are a great way to force data integrity because you can limit field input to a specific list of options that you control. In this video, I want to show you how to create a drop-down list for a field in ACT. Let's just say that for my company, I want to be able to identify which of my contacts are subscription customers, and then for those subscribers, I'd like to specify their exact level of the subscription plan. In my brewery supply business, I offer two types of product subscriptions. One is for cans and the other is for bottles. That creates 4 options for all contacts. I could list them as none if they're not a subscriber, and if they are a subscription customer, then they could be listed as cans or bottles or even both, which I'll label cans and bottles. So now that I've got my logic squared away, let's create the drop-down list. To begin, I'm going to click the Tools button in the left navigation. This takes me to the Tools screen. At the top, I'm going to use this filter to show only the design tools. And then I'm going to click the Define Fields button. This will lock the database and it will require all other users to log out. So it's really best to perform these steps when nobody else at your company is using ACT. In the list of tasks on the left side, let's click Manage Dropdown Lists. Now I want to create a new dropdown, so let's click Create Dropdown List. I'm going to give this list a name and I'm going to call it Subscription. For the type of list, I'm going to use Character. And then if you check this box that says Allow users to edit the items in this list, then all of your other ACT users will be able to edit the items on the list. Now, I don't want my list items to change, so I'm going to uncheck this box to protect those values. And likewise, I'm going to leave the Automatically Add New Items Users Enter to the List box unchecked because I don't want my ACT users to input anything outside of my 4 items on my predefined list. So now I'm going to click Next, and from here I can begin entering the values to my dropdown list. So the first value is going to be none to signify customers who aren't subscribers. Then I'm going to click the Add button on the right. Now I just need to add 3 more items. I'm going to add cans to represent somebody who is a can subscription, and then I'll click Add. Then I'll do bottles to represent the bottle subscribers. And finally, I'm going to choose one for cans and bottles. Now these descriptions are not required. I just like to put them in there in case other users are confused. Once I click Add, now I have all 4 values for my dropdown in place. So I'm going to click Finish. Now that I've created the dropdown, I can add it to a field that I create in ACT. So let's create a new field real quick to see this in action. I'm going to click Create New Field on the left, and then for the field name, I'm going to call it Subscription. Make sure it's a character field, and I will allow it to be blank. And I think I'll also generate history so that when the values change, ACT will create a history record to recognize that. Now the important box that we need to check is this one at the bottom, Use Dropdown List. From here, since I've already created my dropdown, I can locate it in my list, and it's called Subscription. Now I'm going to click Next. This will give us some behaviors that we can customize for our dropdown list. I want to make sure that Limit to List is checked so that no alternate values can be added to my list. It's not going to be a multi-select list, so I'm going to leave that one unchecked. I could choose to show descriptions if I want, but I'm going to leave the rest of these boxes unchecked, and I'm just going to click Finish. All right, this field should be created now. If I scroll down, I can see Subscription has been created, so everything is good. Now I'm going to click Close in order to unlock my database again. Finally, I want to add this new field to my layout so that I can see it displayed for each of my customers. So while I'm still here in the Tools area, I'm going to click Design Contact Layout. This will open up the Layout Designer for me. And now I'm going to add this field directly beneath my new account number field that I created earlier. So I'll click Field on the left. I'll draw a rectangle on the screen, knowing that I can resize it later if I need to. Scrolling down, I'm going to choose my new subscription field, making sure that the label is included, and I'll click Add. There we go. Now I have a new field and a label next to it. Eventually, I'll make these look a little bit nicer, but for now, I just want to make sure my field appears and that it works correctly. So let's click Save, and then I'm going to go to the File menu and choose Exit. Now if I go back to my Contacts area and look at the detail view for any of my contacts, I should see this new Subscription drop-down field appears, where I can choose any of these items. It's important to know that these items are automatically alphabetized, so if you need to force the order of these, you could always add numbers in front of them. For example, 1 for none, 2 for cans, 3 for bottles, and 4 for cans and bottles. But just as quick as that, I've created a drop-down list, a database field for it, and I've added it to the contact layout so that my ACT users can begin recording this data.